Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Excuse me. All right. I'm super excited to read. Look, we only have a smidge left, and this is my new absolute favorite book. So, let's get to reading. All right, chapter 12. Ready? Dr. Craven was waiting inside Colin's room when they went back inside. You should not have stayed outside so long, Dr. Craven told him. I'm not tired at all, Colin said grandly. It has made me better. Tomorrow I will stay outside all day. Don't you dare try and stop me. After Dr. Craven left, Mary sat and looked at Colin with a strange look in her face. What's wrong? Colin wanted to know. I am thinking that I feel sorry for Dr. Craven, Mary said. He has taken care of you for 10 years, and you are always rude to him. Nobody dares tell you how rude and spoiled you are because you've been so sick. Well, I am not going to be like that anymore, Colin said. I stood on my feet this afternoon. I am getting well. If I go to the garden every day, I will stop being so spoiled. There is magic there, Mary. I'm sure of it. In the month that followed, there was plenty of magic in the garden. At first, green things pushed their way up through the earth. Then green things opened into blue and purple crimson flowers. The seeds Dixon and Mary planted grew as if fairies tended to them. And the roses climbed the walls and spread over everything. First, there were little green leaves, then the rosebuds appeared. As the buds opened into lovely flowers, they filled the garden with sweet scents. Every day, Mary and Dixon pushed Colin in his wheelchair into the garden. He watched everything: the ants, beetles, bees, frogs, birds, flowers, shrubs, and trees. There was no end to the things. There was no end of things to look at and things to talk to or about or things to think over. One day, Mary told Colin how she wished for him to stand up for the first day in the garden. I said he can do it, over and over to myself, she told him. Colin was delighted. Mary made sort of magic to help him. The next morning, Colin called them all together, Mary, Dixon, and Ben Weatherstaff. Good morning, he said. I want you to listen to me. When I grow up, I am going to be a great scientist. Right now, I'm going to try a scientific experiment. Magic is all around us in this garden. I know it. The magic has made me well. When I stood for the first time, Mary kept saying it to herself. He can do it. And I did. Of course, I had to try, but the magic helped. Every day I am going to say, magic is making me well. This is my experiment. Will you help me? The children and Ben Weatherstaff all sat down in a circle under the tree. The crow, the fox, the squirrels, and the lamb slowly drew near and joined them. It was very quiet. Colin thought it was good that the animals wanted to help too. He started to chant. The sun is shining, the birds are growing. Being alive is magic. Being strong is magic. Magic is making me well. He said it many times. Now I'm going to walk around the garden, he said. Sorry, frog in my throat today. He said it many times. Now I am going to walk around the garden, he said. Colin led, with Mary and Dixon on either side. Sometimes Colin leaned on Dixon's arm, but only for a minute. Ben Weatherstaff followed, and the creatures trailed behind him. Colin held his head high, very grand. They stopped to rest. Colin said, I want you to keep another secret. Don't tell anyone that I can walk yet. I want to be able to run. I want to surprise my father when he comes home. He will see that I am not sick anymore. He will be proud of me. I will be like other boys, and I will live to be a man." Colin truly believed now that he was getting well. It made him happy to think of his father and how he would look when he saw his son walking. Soon after that, the nurse noticed how much Colin was eating at every meal. Walking and playing outside every day had made him hungry and put red in his cheeks. "Your appetite is much better, Master Colin," she said. "You used to eat nothing." "It's the fresh air," Colin told her, when he worried that she would figure out his secret. Oh, sorry. "Maybe I'm hungry because I have a strange new sickness." "Perhaps," said the nurse, "but I must talk to Dr. Craven about it." When the doctor came, he asked a lot of questions. He was surprised at how well Colin looked. "You stay out in the garden a great deal," he said. "Where do you go?" "I won't tell anyone where I go," Colin answered. "You must know that I hate to be stared at." "Well, being outside hasn't done you any harm," said the doctor. "The nurse says that you eat more than ever. You look much better. Your father will be happy to hear about this." "Do not tell him," Colin shouted. "Do not write my father." Colin wanted to surprise his father himself. "I could get worse again at any time. Then he would be so disappointed." Colin's face grew very angry and he started to cry. "Hush, my boy," said Dr. Craven. "I won't write your father." Mary and Colin decided to pretend that he was still very sick. That way, no one would write to Dr. Craven to tell him, no one write to Mr. Craven to tell him the secret. Colin did not want his father to come home until he could walk and run by himself. They decided that they would stop eating so much. Instead of cleaning their plates, they would send most of the food back to the kitchen. Dixon told his mother about play acting and what Mary and Colin were doing. He said that the game made Colin and Mary laugh out loud. "The more they laugh, the better," said his mother. "Laughter is better than pills any day." She knew that 2 young children who played outside all day must be very hungry. From then on, she sent rolls and milk along with Dixon to help keep Mary and Colin full. Each day, Colin grew stronger and could walk further. He and Mary ate all the food that Dixon's mother sent. They sent her money with Dixon to buy more. Dixon helped them build a little stone oven in the woods near the garden. Every day they roasted potatoes. There they ate as many as they liked. Now they hardly touched their meals at the manor house. The nurse and the servants began to worry the children were starving. The nurse called the doctor. There we go. There's the oven out in the woods. All right, here we go. Dr. Craven had not seen Colin for 2 weeks. For a boy who was sickly, he looked very healthy. His skin was rosy and his eyes were clear. Dr. Craven didn't know what to do. When he talked to Mrs. Meadlock on the way out, he said, "Going without food seems to agree with them." "The boy looks better than ever." "So does the girl," she said. "She's lost her sour look, and you can hear them laugh. Perhaps they're getting fat on laughter." "Then," said Dr. Craven, "let them laugh." And that is the end of chapter 12. Tomorrow we're going to read chapter 13. 13 is really short, so maybe we'll read 13 and 14. And then 2 chapters left. It's craziness. All right. Awesome. New favorite. All right, my friends. I'm sending 2 chapters today because, excuse me, I did not get a chance to send out yesterday's chapter. So I promise today 2 chapters. Read them and listen as slowly as you like. I will record chapter 13 and send out 13, and maybe if I'm feeling spicy, I'll record 14, and then we can vote on our new book. Okay? Have a lovely Wednesday. I will see you guys on Friday for our STEM time. Okay? Bye.